Hi, I'm John Byers with my new top 5 questions we're going to be asking Joseph Haworth with Floor Coverings International. He brings the showroom to your house. So this morning we're going to be asking questions that you want to know about flooring, whether you're buying, whether you're selling, or you're just getting ready to upgrade the home. So today, let's welcome Joseph. Thanks for visiting with us.
Thank you for having me.
What trends are you seeing in the market right now with regard to flooring, floor types, the styles, things of that nature?
I will say over the last 10, 15 years, you've seen a whole lot of grays. Just about every single new construction that you see is white walls, white countertops, black appliances, and gray floors, all throughout. I will say over the last couple years, I've seen a really, really big flip. We're going back, kind of digressing, going to the 90s era. I'm seeing a lot of dark, vibrant woods, like really beautiful oaks, really beautiful chestnuts, walnuts, Brazilian anything is really popular coming back.
Okay. Are there certain materials that you like better that demonstrate those color palettes better?
Yes. Laminates are beautiful. Laminates get a really bad stigma. The laminates of the olden days where you pour a little bit of water on it or you mop it and it would sponge out the sides. People hated those. And so it got a really bad rap for a long time. But the new stuff is 100% waterproof. The wood compressed core is made with a glue resin that's 100% waterproof through and through.
Okay,
so,
all right.
Yeah, now you can have click float floors all throughout your kitchen and it be in the kitchen because it's waterproof.
Okay.
And so laminates having a 3D printed image with the real wood look and feel, but being half the price of real wood, it's my favorite.
If someone is preparing their home to sell, actually, whether they're selling or they're just continuing to live there, what are the products that give them that best return on that investment?
So it depends what you're looking for. If you're a young family, you've got active kids, active pets, and you're looking for a floor that'll last you a long time, the ROI on that is going to be a little bit different than an older couple who's just looking to flip a house. So if you've got a family with active pets, kids, you probably want something that's pretty durable. I would go for a luxury vinyl plank, specifically something with aluminum oxide coat. It's going to be very, very durable, scratch resistant. And if you are an older couple just looking to flip a house or you're not super active, a traditional hardwood and traditional stone tile, they are very, very popular because those are the only two materials that actually increase the value of the house when you put it back on the market.
Okay, all right. So my natural products are really my best thing for the long-term return.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, all right, that makes sense to me. Are there any of those not natural that have a better bang for the buck than some of the others?
Other than that natural increase in the price, I would say the best bang for your buck is more so when you look into the middle of the road LVPs. That's where you get
LVP. Okay, what does that mean?
Luxury vinyl plank.
So luxury vinyl plank.
It's not the rollout linoleum in the old days, the 90s.
Yes.
It's the new click lock that it floats over the top of the floor. Super easy to install.
Now, floats over the top of the floor. Click, 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 click as I walk.
Just like no.
Okay, because when you say that, I remember when we first came out with the laminates. As I walked, I heard every step with a loud click because it was floating.
Again, that was the olden days. That was before they learned that you need padding in between. So nowadays, laminates will either come with an attached underlayment or they will come with a separate underlayment that's probably a little bit higher quality. But that gets rolled out before it gets sat on there. And so when you walk, you feel like a little bit of a cushion. So it breaks your fall. It breaks the fall of your ceramic ware that you drop on the floor.
All right. I noticed that when I have a hard surface floor, like this one in here is tile.
Yes.
Standing in the kitchen for an extremely long period of time, my feet hurt, my legs hurt, my back hurts. Does that help with that?
Absolutely, yes. I wish there was a chart that I could pull up reference of how long you can stand on each surface. That would be
interesting. Yeah.
But yes, tile obviously being stone is going to hurt your feet a lot more than if you have a softer wood with a cushion underneath.
Okay. Our next question is, what's the biggest flooring mistake you see people making as they're preparing their home either to list for sale or even just to stay in?
The number one mistake that I would say that I see is, there are DIY guys who feel like they can do everything themselves, and there really are guys that can do everything themselves. But I will say a lot of the times when I get called into someone's house and I'm replacing a relatively new floor, it's because they just bought it and they didn't like either the old person's taste or they didn't like how they installed it. I have come in several times and I've had to rip up flooring and dispose of it simply because they forgot to add a moisture barrier, a vapor barrier between the concrete and the flooring itself, and so it led to rot. And so
how quickly does that start to set in?
As soon as a couple years, especially in Texas with the humidity, it goes rampant.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
That would then lead to possibly mildew and then even mold.
Yeah, I've had a couple cases where I've had to call a mitigation crew afterwards where it's sat for a couple years.
Oh my. Any other don't do it yourselfers kind of advice?
Don't get the cheapest flooring from Big Box Depot that you can find, because there's a reason that it's the price that it is.
Yeah.
I will say the manufacturer warranties don't really exist.
All right, my next question is, I'm now stepping into the buyer's shoes. What recommendations, advice do you have for me as I walk into this home? I love the house. How do I evaluate whether this flooring is good, bad, indifferent, a return on their investment, something that's going to last me a long time or not?
So from a buyer's perspective, I would, if you want to hold it for a decent period of time, I would say, kind of take the ROI out of mind and go for more what you're interested in. So I see a lot of buyers come into a house, they think it's beautiful and they love everything about it until they realize they've got ceramic tile in the kitchen, which is not only uncomfortable under your feet, but it's also, it does absorb moisture up to 5%. It's not considered porcelain until it's 0.5% or less moisture retention. And so you'll have times where you can mop that tile, and it'll still look dingy because it's soaking up all of that dirty mop water. So that's one thing that will age very not quickly. I would have a floor guy ask, figure out which kind of tile you've got down. And then also, a lot of people love the look of beautiful wood or wood look tile or wood look LVP or whatever in their bedroom. And I will say 9 times out of 10 people end up going back to carpet in the bedroom, because the first thing that you feel in the morning on your feet is not that cold hard floor. You don't want to feel that. Carpet in the bedrooms is traditional for a reason.
Yeah, okay, that makes good sense. Okay, my next question is, I'm getting ready to list my home and I'm on a timeline because I don't want to miss the market. From start to finish, how do I evaluate a timeline of getting floors out and new ones in?
Yeah, so that's a great question. It depends on the floor type that's down. Obviously, if you've got a clip float that just sits on there like Legos, that pop right up, you can have a whole floor taken out and then installed for 1,000 square feet in maybe a day and a half. Now, if you've got tile that's been cemented and grouted, you've got to come in with the whole demolition crew, jackhammers, the whole fun shebang. That one definitely will take more time. So it kind of depends on the product. But I would say if you're coming in just to sell the home, get the highest ROI you can, traditional hardwood, I would give yourself a good 3 or 4 day time period in between when you are able to start the install and when you want to list the house.
Okay, all right, so get with you first.
Yes.
Find out what kind of flooring we have that really, and then the labor involved to get it out.
Right.
And then you can then estimate specifically the timeline to get new flooring. All right. Okay, Joseph, we've talked about several different things. Are there good eco-friendly, sustainable choices in flooring?
Yeah, so traditional hardwood being natural, cut straight from the trees, put to your floor, that's about as eco-friendly as you could get. There are some, because LVP, luxury vinyl plank, is technically a plastic floor through and through, people are worried about kind of the side effects of having plastic in the home.
Sure.
That's why you want to look for, this is a big one, when you look for an LVP, look for a floor score rated LVP. That means that it's not going to release any toxic glue fumes. It's not going to release anything from the floor itself that could potentially harm you or your family.
Okay, so there's an off-gassing effect for some of the lower end stuff?
Yeah, especially with builder grade materials. If you're getting a brand new built home,
Okay.
they let it air out for a few days after they install, because the glue that they're using with the cheap glue down luxury vinyl plank is definitely not the safest thing ever. They handle it with just about everything but a hazmat suit.
One of your most recent situations that you found interesting you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, so I actually went to do an insurance job for someone's house somewhere in nowhere, Texas. And yeah, he lives on this like 50-acre plot of land. You have to drive 2.5 miles from the main road just to get to his house. It's crazy.
Yeah.
My little flooring van could not keep up. But yeah, so I was doing this insurance job. He had an unfortunate roof leak, and I had to replace the entire floor throughout. And then as he was asking about potential flooring types, I said, we've got tile, we've got floor tile, wall tile. And he goes, wall tile? What do you mean? I was like, oh, yeah, we do showers as well. Okay. And so I ended up quoting him and winning the job for 2 showers, 2 walk-ins.
Really?
And yeah, I ended up doing the backsplash in his kitchen as well. Just about anywhere that you've got an applicable floor type, you've got an applicable wall type as well. We do both.
Excellent. Okay, is there a difference between floor tile, ceramic tile, and shower ceramic tile?
So yeah, a shower, because the ceramic tile has a moisture retention of 5% roughly. You definitely want to go with porcelain because porcelain is 0.5% or less. Right. So you'll see ceramic tile in common areas like the living room or hallways, but when you get into a kitchen, bathroom, or especially a shower, you definitely want porcelain.
That makes sense. So that it's not absorbing the water, the soaps, the materials. Okay.
But they still get installed on like a hardy backer board that goes up on the wall, just the same. You can have the same floor tile and the same wall, basically.
Okay. Last question that I have are, what are some of those unknowns when you're estimating a home of any size? There's got to be some I'm not certain about.
Yeah.
Share some of those.
I will say one very common thing, especially in the flooring industry, just about anything construction, you'll always have those guys out there that will quote the job, not including the full scope of work, knowing full well they're going to change order you after the fact. Sure. So they come into your house, they're tearing up on your old floor, and they say, oh, this floor is now uneven. We've got to level it out. That'll be another $3,000. Okay. And they've already torn up your old floor. You have no choice but to just pay them the $3,000. Yes. That is a very unfortunate practice that happens a lot. So I want everyone who's listening to, be on their best guard. Know that when you're getting your quote, if you're doing tile take up or any kind of soft surface take up where the floor underneath is not going to be leveled and you're installing a quick float or any kind of floating floor, that it needs to have an embossing leveler or
embossing. What does that mean?
Embossing is, so they use a like a Planipret PSC. That's just it's a poly resin that floats over the entire floor. It basically hardens and creates a new subfloor. Okay. So rather than having to chisel and sand down concrete subfloor, you just have a self-leveler that makes it basically even, so you can install a floating floor on top. You definitely want to make sure that when you're getting a quote from a competitor, no matter who it will be, you want that included on there. Is there anything that I didn't ask that you want to share with us? Trust your gut. When you meet with a person, a lot of times, if they feel sleazy, they probably are. Yeah, that is so true. Yeah, so I definitely pick up on the vibes. Your gut doesn't give you a feeling for no reason. Good advice. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for joining us for John's top 5 questions on floor coverings. I've been here with Joseph Haworth with Floor Coverings International. If you would like more information on him, there will be a link in the comments to go directly to his website with more information for you. If you need any more information from me, John Byers Home Selling Team right here in College Station, serving the Bryan College Station area for over 20 years. My team is here to help you with any of your real estate needs. Thanks for watching.